trumpet solo. So, are you ready to make an announcement? Awesome.
Hello, I'm Kelly from the Oregon Public Library. Thank you for coming to the last concert, Sounds of Summer concert of 2019. Tonight we have All That Jazz Big Band. Also we have Ziggy's. Now before we start, I would like to thank our sponsors, Oregon Community Bank and Trust, Hanson Electronics, our local U.S. cellular dealer, Breitbart Chiropractic, Oregon Chamber of Commerce, Oregon Rotary Club, and the Council on Aging. Without their sponsorship, these concerts would not take place. And thanks to Ticey Printing for printing the posters you've seen around town. We still do need your help, so you'll see volunteers with donation buckets. Please just throw in a little if you can. They cover about a third of the cost of the concerts. And please, you are welcome to dance on the concrete apron. Kids, we recommend on the grass. We don't want to call fire and EMS, even though we do like them. And now, All That Jazz.
Thank you very much. We're so happy to be back here in Oregon. This is All That Jazz Big Band from in and around the Madison area. Starting off with some Jump, Jive, and Wail. The dance floor is open. Jump, Jive, and Wail featured Nisha Im on tenor sax, Dave Rice on alto sax, and Rick Lemon on trumpet. Next up, we're going to bring our vocalist from Madison, Wisconsin, Judy Knudsen up. Well, actually, she was already here. But, and by the way, I forgot to mention, Ben Sorcy from Barrington, Illinois, back there on trombone. So obviously he made it, which is a good thing. Ben is a UW. When Ben called me today to tell me that the traffic is really bad in the Chicago area, I picked up the phone and I said, Bears still suck. And he said, I know. Yeah. Ben went to UW and actually was up here teaching in Wisconsin for quite a while. Got a job down in Illinois, but he still comes back to keep us entertained with all of his stories of bad traffic. All right, Summer Wind is our next tune, a famous tune by that a favorite of Frank Sinatra's, but since he's not here tonight, we'll have Judy sing it.
1, 2.
Thank you. Judy Knudsen on vocals, Misha Heim on tenor sax. And this next tune is a Van Morrison tune. We often get requests for just kind of a laid-back groove feel, and so this one fits the bill perfectly. This is called Moon Dance. So we heard from Misha again, we heard from Rick again, we heard from Ben again, and we heard from Dave again. So, and Fred. You heard from Fred for the first time. So we got, yep, you're surrounded. Evansville, Stoughton, Madison, and Ben from Barrington. We already know that. Barrington, Ben. All right, next up is a great tune. We're going to feature Judy on it, and we're going to feature Ken Irveth on trombone. This is For All We Know. this is some great dance music we've been having. And dancing out in the parking lot is a little different than dancing right up front here with everybody. And this next one, we have some people from the younger generation in the crowd. It's great to see something like this where the families come out. We love it. And I want to thank the chamber here and all your sponsors for having us out for this final concert, Triangle Park concert. So this will be one that you'll want to dance to, anybody from all ages. And then once again features on trombone, I don't need no stinking microphone, Ken Erfurth, who does happen to be our sound man anyways, but he's got a microphone back there, so he's going to use it. This is La Bamba. We tune because we care. So don't mind the pause while Steve adjusts back there. So here's La Bamba. Well, let's hear it for Ken. I don't need no stinking microphone, Erfurth. And like I said, he's our sound guy, so if we sound bad, it's all his fault. And also, Larry Livingston from Deerfield over there on the snare drum. Yeah, Larry. And on the trilling vocals, Dr. Rick Lemon from Middleton. Thank goodness that's the only time he sings tonight. He does a good job on trumpet, though. Next up, a wonderful piece from West Side Story.
Oh no! Yes, September.
No, I'm wrong. I got my S's mixed up. I'm far away from my stand. I have new glasses, so I can't see. It's September. So this is Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was looking back there and I'm thinking, okay, Steve's still on his bass. I got something wrong. so he plays electric on now it's not Boot Scoot and Boogie.
It's electric slide. Does anybody know the electric slide?
Let's see those hands of electric sliders.
Come on. Everybody knows.
Come on, everybody.
So this is perfect for electric slide. So come on up.
You can either electric slide in the parking lot if you're shy, or in the right there in the grass behind the camera, because maybe that's what's intimidating you a little bit. Or if you want to be right up here on stage, we'll put some duct tape over the camera, and you can electric slide here on
And Paul
stage.
will sing and I'll electric slide.
No, I'm not going to sing. Not yet. So here's September. This is kind of like me being Aaron Rodgers up here. The clock is ticking down. We're calling an audible, and they're switching parts on me. So we're going to have a new soloist on this one. Julian Nin here to my right has just been elected. Here's September.
Thank you, Electric Sliders.
We have a couple of new members with All That Jazz, and we have a number of older members. Julian Nin, who you just heard on tenor sax, sat in with us a couple times last spring, and he's been filling in wherever he can when we can't have our full regular section here. We also had our bass trombonist, David Verban, who's been with the band for 25 years, just moved out to Boston. So we're welcoming Aaron Mays, our new bass trombonist from Spring Green. So we really do pull from all over the place. And yeah, let's hear it for those new people. And we also like to talk about the fact that we are multi-generational. I think, Misha, you still hold honors for youngest, right? Now she's 25. She's very proud of that, right? And Tim, where are you at? 30. Okay. So we got 25 and 30, and Julie, where are you at? 27, okay, 25, 27, 30. I'm not going to cover all of us in between, but Bill, can you stand up and wave for us? Bill in the back row here, our senior Olympic champion swimmer, is 90. So Bill was inducted into the Wisconsin Senior Olympic Hall of Fame, and this past summer down in Arizona, he was inducted into the National Senior Olympic Hall of Fame as a swimmer. He's been swimming Senior Olympics all this time. So, and what's really cool is, you know, when I talk to kids who are playing jazz in school and any music in school in general, we talk about the fact that, you know, I played football in high school, I was a wrestler, I did track, and nowadays I don't play football, I watch it. I don't wrestle anymore because our kids are grown, and I really should be running more than I am, but I usually walk places or drive. But yet we all have this great love of music that we are able to continue to have and share with all of you. So thank you for coming out today. Next up, a wonderful musician, pair of musicians actually, Stephen Sondheim and Leonard Bernstein. Like I said, Freddie Hubbard wrote this great piece. While we were waiting to do sound check, all my music blew off my stand. So it's not in the order that it's supposed to be. And
Get that man a beer!
so next up, Freddie Hubbard's Little Sunflower.
Did you take your swab out of the inside? Sorry, band director comments. Sorry, we have issues.
drum set. Super nice. Now, the piece that I've been trying to announce for the last 3 numbers. From the playbook of Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim from the wonderful musical West Side Story, we'd like to feature Judy Knudsen on Somewhere. Judy Knudsen from Madison, Wisconsin. Formerly of Monroe and Stoughton, but now in Madison, right? You find a place to live yet? All right. So, that was Somewhere. Now we're going to roll the clock back a little further back to a tune made famous by a TV series. It was Mickey Spillane. Oh, come on, guys, help me out here. It was some spy. No, he was a private eye. And this was the theme song from that, but it was originally written back in the 30s by Earl Hagen. This is going to feature Dave Rice on alto sax. This is Harlem Nocturne. Dave Rice on alto sax, all the way over from Stoughton. We have a band member here who is retired from the Wanakee High School band department. He was the head band director at Wanakee for a lot of years. Sam Robinson up here in the front row, the only one with a hat. And Sam has taken an opportunity now in his semi-retirement to arrange some tunes for us. So this next one is a wonderful tune called Swingin' on Rainbow, made famous by Frankie Avalon. So you think Frankie Avalon, not exactly maybe a good fit for a jazz band, but it's really a good fit. And Sam did an awesome job with this arrangement. This is Swingin' on Rainbow. Let's give Sam an extra round of applause there. Sam, please stand for your excellent arrangement. Sam, please stand. All right. And yeah, Sam's going to be doing some more stuff that we haven't premiered yet. We've got a couple more in the books that we're going to be working on. Next up, we've got a great tune called Time After Time. It kind of builds to a big ending, and it's not the Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. So this is Time After Time. It's actually an old jazz standard.
Then you're playing? Yeah. Solo on top. Not too slow. If you have a cell phone, you can buy one for there.
and drums back there on that awesome rendition of Time After Time. We just got a couple more numbers for you. We want to thank you again for coming out. Thank all the sponsors up there for the Sounds of Summer. It's been a beautiful summer, hasn't it? I mean, here we are in the middle of August, end of August, and we're not, and people have long shirts on and all that kind of stuff. It's wonderful. And we didn't get rained on. I don't know what it's like for you back in June, but we've had it pretty good for a while here. So here we go with a great tune, which we're going to feature Judy again. This is Something's Gotta Give.
Now,
We can't have a get-together like this without something from really, really Wisconsin. So I think you'll recognize it as soon as you hear it. And feel free to not come into the spotlight and dance, but dance wherever you are. I also want to point out that Misha down here on the end normally sits over here in tenor, second tenor, and she's done a wonderful job tonight filling in for our first tenor who's working tonight. And then, like we said, Julian hopped in and he's filling in great on second, so we're very fortunate to have some really, really fine players and a really good singer with our group. If you want to keep track of what we're up to, allthatjazzbigband.com, I will tell you that there's going to be just over in Evansville on November 23rd it's going to be a big band bash where we're going to share a dance with Evansville High School Jazz Band. They'll play for the first hour, we'll play for the next 2 hours. So that's November 23rd at Evansville High School. Well worth the short drive for you guys over to Evansville. Here's a little polka for you. Schenk mir dein Herz und sag ja. Rosamunde, frag erst doch nicht die Mama. Rosamunde, glaubst mir auch, ich bin dir treu. Denn zur Stunde Rosamunde ist mein Herz gerade nachtfrei.
Now say it in English.
The barrel will have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we'll have the who's on the run, who's on the run. Sing, boom, chirera, sing out a song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel, and the gang's all here. Everybody,
All right, everybody.
roll out the barrel, we'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel, we've got the blues on the run. Sing, boom, chirera, sing out a song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel, 'cause the gang's all here. Thank you very much. We are All That Jazz Big Band from in and around the Madison area. Remember, allthatjazzbigband.com. The mosquitoes haven't gotten to us too bad yet, so do you want one more? Yeah! All right. We're going to do something which we never hope happens to you. But before we do that, just a little bit of a musical historical history for you. The words to Rosamunde don't have anything to do with beer or barrels or poking. It's a love song in German where the man is singing about Rosamunde and talking about, please don't let me talk to your mother, and she says no, and that kind of stuff. That's a very general interpretation. Like I said, doesn't have anything to do with beer. So we just did the little cross-cultural work there by combining Rosamunde with beer. It worked great, I think. Are you, have you got everything all set for this next tune? One last tune. This is with Judy on vocals. Thank goodness I'm done with vocals. Here's Every Day I Have the Blues. thank you very much. We really appreciate being asked to come out again. We were here 2 years ago, and we're hoping to see many, many, many of you at Evansville on November 23rd.